Bienvenidos a la segunda temporada de Norte.
El podcast donde hablamos de historias de emprendimiento que están cambiando las reglas del juego.
Yo soy Andrés Guzmán.
Yo soy Magio Bustillos. Arrancamos. Hola, bienvenidos a otro podcast de Norte. Magio Bustillos por acá, que estoy con Andrés Guzmán y hoy tenemos un invitado con botas.
Un invitado con botas. Aplica de norte porque viene de muy al norte, un poquito más al norte, pero a final de cuentas muy parecido a la zona y mucho en común. Koym de Austin, Texas. Bienvenido, Kevin.
Gracias, muy amable. I'm very happy to be here. Estoy muy feliz to be here.
No, the pleasure is for us.
Y lo siento por mi español. Algunas veces tengo las palabras, algunas veces no. Lo siento.
It's an Spanglish episode, yeah. We can have it like that.
Episodio va a estar en Spanish. Estoy seguro que va a haber subtítulos y todo, de repente cambiando entre español y inglés.
Sí.
Pero pues sí, cambiamos igual a inglés. Thanks for being here. You've been coming to Chihuahua since 2006, something like that?
Yeah, la primera vez, the first time I was here in Chihuahua was 2006. I was here to give a speech. I also got to explore some of the pottery in Mata Ortiz and see the amazing craftsmanship that is natural to have here in Chihuahua for millennia, for many years.
And you live in Austin?
I'm from Austin, Texas. Yes.
That's why the boots, right?
Yeah,
you're a cowboy.
Yeah, I brought my boots just because, especially. Yeah, exactly. And he left it at home.
I think Magio, it's our first serial entrepreneur, so the dynamic should be like serial, right? And a lot of, because he only have around 20 seconds for completing the task that we will deliver, Kevin. Because we have a special dynamic that Magio will ask you.
I forgot that.
It's a surprise.
Yeah. But basically, we have this box of matches. And you need to take a match, light it up, and before it goes out, you need to say who you are and what you do.
Uh-oh.
I can
especially
support
the
you.
wind.
Yeah.
All right.
Whoops. Wrong size.
You can take like 3 because you're a serial entrepreneur, so you can use 3. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Yes.
You're going to have more time.
Especially in the wind. All right.
Yeah, that's going to
My name's Kevin Koym. I'm a pioneer that. Well.
You can try it again.
Yeah, you can try again, and we can give you like 20 seconds, and because the wind is.
Use too much.
Yeah.
Okay, quizás.
Go ahead.
Well, so my background is I've been a long-term technology entrepreneur based in Austin, Texas. I've started a bunch of Skunkworks, which is disruptive innovation, and I started Tech Ranch to help global entrepreneurs access markets around the world to drive impact. That is to help you access markets in other parts of the world so you can change the world for the better.
Oh, great. You have a little bit more seconds in the back, but it's okay.
Yeah,
it was good time.
It was very good. Kevin, you have been here in Chihuahua since 2006. And right now we have a project together in which we are trying to attract startups to Chihuahua. Why Chihuahua? Why now?
Well, the interesting thing about it is Chihuahua is really well placed with what's happening in the world. The geographical placement of Chihuahua, where it has access to multiple places in the United States, as well as there are companies from places like Japan and Europe that are asking us about where to go in Mexico, and we've been introducing them to Chihuahua. And the main reason is the industry is so strong here. Part of what is now possible, especially with this new program, is to introduce more innovation along with the manufacturing might that's here, the power that's already here.
Great. And what do you think, Magio? We have been talking about this of Chihuahua and the industry, the quality of life. And you're a maker. You make how many startups like Indie Maker? Like 6, 7?
4, 6.
You're a serial entrepreneur too. We have 2 serial entrepreneurs in this episode.
Light up the matches.
Yeah. Yesterday you say that Austin, like years ago, it was not the same as it is right now. So how was that process to just have like more tech in Austin, because Austin was not in the map, you know?
Yeah, the things I was saying is I graduated from the University of Texas in Austin with an engineering degree. I graduated with honors, meaning I had really good grades, but I couldn't get a job in Austin. And I graduated in 1990. And here it is now, 30 something years later. And there is more wealth being created and more jobs being created there than almost any other part of the United States. The key thing is recognizing that. So I worked for a Steve Jobs startup out at college. I got to work at the top level of Silicon Valley, but I wanted to come home back to Austin. Austin didn't have as many opportunities as Silicon Valley. And the key thing, though, was we had better culture. The culture of Silicon Valley stinks. It's not a nice place. It's a beautiful place from like the forest and things like that, but it's not a happy place. Austin's a happy place. So I wanted to go home. And so part of what we had to do as entrepreneurs was work with each other, organize together. And, 30 years later, it's an amazing place to start a startup now. There's lots of opportunity there. I see Chihuahua in the same way. Although, not 30 years from now, I think that within 15 years from now, you're going to see a total different way that this place feels. And even in the last 3 years that have been coming a lot more, there's been substantial changes, like in just the last 3 years.
And I think it's very interesting because Texas and Chihuahua have a similar culture in some ways. And the recent announcement of the investment of 500 billions in AI, it's going to be focused on Texas, right? So
yeah, most of the money that's already been invested is in the northern part of Texas, driving distance away from where we're sitting right now. It is interesting. And I think the thing you're saying about Chihuahua in Texas, we both have frontier culture. Frontier culture meaning that we're more naturally used to pioneering and doing new things, and that's one of the things that I think will bring Texas and Chihuahua closer together. Because of that, it'll naturally show up in the entrepreneurship that you all create.
Another question, how Take Ranch started? How was that story?
So I had been a successful entrepreneur for about a decade. And part of the thing about it is I recognized in my own self, well, there's two parts of the story. One of them is I know how to get businesses from 0 to 1. The first $1 million worth of revenue, I've done that many times in my career. I'm not a Michael Dell to take it 0 to billions, but 0 to 1, I know how to do that. And I recognized that I didn't know how to go to the later part, but part of what I had a personal tragedy. I lost one of my friends. Yeah, she had taken her own life. And I decided I had to do something to change the world for the better. And I figured I'm not going to go build $1 billion company, but I can do the 0 to 1 thing. And I can help as many entrepreneurs around the world as possible do that. And entrepreneurs are the people on the planet that are most likely to change the world for the better. And so I said, why don't we build a business, call it Tech Ranch, to help entrepreneurs do exactly that, change the world for the better. And, I can use my scar tissue to donate to you so that, so that you don't have to learn all the lessons the hard way that I did. And then bring a group of entrepreneurs together around that. Preserve a really good culture, have a way of working side by side with each other.
And Kevin, right now we are with the high school students, so I think that they are thinking in their professions or which undergraduate that they are going to have to be. So how can what's your suggestion to a 0 to 1 path for those students that right now are listening to this podcast?
So one of the things I'll say is, as a high school student, I didn't know about entrepreneurship. So in some ways, you're ahead of where I was in high school. In high school, I grew up a poor kid by U.S. standards. And so my family didn't know about entrepreneurship. So the most important thing that right now that everyone in the room or here in the field, I think, would know is you know about entrepreneurship. Find an entrepreneur or one or two or five, especially one or two, that you help out, even if you're not getting paid, just so you can learn about the environment. I was really lucky that I got to step into a startup, and I've barely made any money from that startup. But the fact is, I got exposed to entrepreneurial thought. That's the most important thing. Now, many of you will get your degrees, you're going to go take jobs, but it's important right now to start your entrepreneurial experience. Now, I'm sure that in a group this size, several of you already have done business activities yourself already. The main thing is, if you haven't, like me, if you hadn't had that exposure, find someone else here. Find other entrepreneurs as well that you want to get involved with. And even if you just spend a couple hours a week just helping that person, you'll learn volumes. That's a great way to start.
¿Alguien de acá anda aprendiendo algo o trae una idea? Levante la mano, sin miedo.
Puede ser tradicional, ¿eh? No pasa nada, todos empezamos. Yo ni en la prepa vendía relojes y mariconeras de mujer, porque pues con eso me pagué mi viaje de graduación y así. ¿Alguien de aquí que esté emprendiendo algo, que venda lo que sea? Ah, mira, por allá. Ale, muy bien.
Ropa de maternidad.
Ropa de maternidad. Órale, ¿quién más? Esa cultura emprendedora de Texas me hace que está escondida el día de hoy, ¿no? Pues por ahí han de tener pena. They are shy because we are asking if some of them are entrepreneurs, but I think we don't have so many.
I'm certain of it. You might not think of this. Es importante saber que los herramientas de emprendedores son disponibles a toda la gente. Es importante saber esta cosa. It's very important to know that the tools of entrepreneurship are available for you today. The challenge I would offer, lo siento que no tengo las palabras para decir que quiero decir, pero the challenge is, esta semana, this week, do one entrepreneurial thing. Try one project. And I don't know how much time we have, but later, if you send a message to my Instagram, my Instagram is Kevin Koym. You say, hey, I'm thinking about the following way of starting something. I'll react back to you. Or if you don't know what the idea is that you want to take one small step to entrepreneurship this week, esta semana es importante en las próximas 4 días.
En Norte creemos en las historias que están transformando el norte de México. Por eso te presentamos a nuestro patrocinador Equity Link. ¿Necesitas capital para crecer? Equity Link te adelanta el cobro de tus facturas sin endeudarte, con un proceso 100% digital y a la medida de tu empresa. Mantén tu operación activa y escala más rápido. Conoce más en el enlace de la descripción. Ahora sí, continuamos con el episodio.
Tomar una acción, lo siento. To take the action of being an entrepreneur. It's something small. It's important it's like exercise. It's just like going to the gym and working out with weights. It's important, especially porque el mundo que viene, the world that comes, will require that you have the skills of entrepreneurship.
1 year ago, I was in San Francisco in Buildspace. It's just a program for 3 months to just build stuff with a bunch of people from all over the world. It was cool, but I think like this cultural barrier, maybe. It was like, maybe I was that shy. And I figured out that everyone helps you if you just ask for that help, And that was great. I learned a lot. I made a lot of friends over there. And when I came back to Chihuahua, I talked with Andres, and we just tried to replicate that experiment here. And we did this with the maker. It was like people just applying for the program. We accept like 15 projects every batch. And right now we did 2 batches. So we figured out to do like in 5 or 6 months around 30 projects. Maybe 2 of them are selling like $3,000 per month, but they are students in the mid 20s, you know. So that was a cool experiment. And I think it's just what you said, like you just need to take action because probably you're not gonna hit it in the first time, but you need to just keep doing it. You know, it's part of the experience. So yeah, I think
And it's a really important idea. No one thinks after the first time in the gym. No one thinks in the first time in the gym that they're going to be pumped up, right? We already are socialized to understand that we have to invest time in working out and working out and working out, or playing soccer. You know, it takes time to get good. It's the same thing. You just have to take experiments.
We have I'm sorry, go ahead and...
no, maybe the question was like, I think that we're starting to building stuff, and that's cool because it's culture and also it's like this community that we're making right now. It's cool that in Silicon Valley or in Austin, you have that support in the community, but we're just starting to make that community here, you know?
Wait, let me say one thing. Es importante saber que mis ideas de cómo crear comunidad están de México. Mi primer cliente fue un banco en Guadalajara hace 30 años. I was an entrepreneur. Yo fui un emprendedor in Austin, Texas. Pero mi primer cliente fue un banco en Guadalajara. When I was there in Guadalajara, I would go to some of the small towns, Tlaquepaque, Tonala, Tequila.
Tequila?
Yeah, claro que sí. In the Zócalos, the thing that I would see that we do not have in the United States, we do not have this in the United States. In the Zócalos, you would see the people in the small towns helping each other. You could see, and I would think about it that when you go to the United States, we expect in the United States that the marketplace, that, you know, I should be able to buy everything I want. But it's a problem. It's a problem because what you're referring to is this idea about in olden times and in the Zócalos de Mexico, the idea was you would see people helping out because the marketplace isn't there, right? You know, if you have kids in the United States, you send your kids to a school or to someone else to take care of them. In Mexico, you send them to family. You know, there's no place over here, but it doesn't make sense. This is not better. Okay, part of why I'm telling you the story is it's because I saw this in Mexico, that when I went back to Austin to work with other entrepreneurs in Austin, this thing about asking for help and creating community, I learned it from Mexico. I learned it from like Tlaquepaque, you know, un pueblito cerca de Guadalajara. So you have this already in the culture de Mexico. You already have this. The key thing is recognizing to use it when building businesses. We don't see this in the corporations. So you won't learn it from the corporations. You'll learn it from what happens in the Zócalos.
Kevin, and I think what Magio says about communities, for example, Guadalajara, they used to have like a very big communities. They have tech communities, entrepreneurship communities, science communities. And you're telling us that Mexico, it's like a big community. And for example, the borders, Ciudad Juárez, they are very strong. They have very strong relationships between each other's friends, etc. So in Austin, which communities are like the biggest one, and how are they working? Because we saw a very good success with Magio's community as a Escuelita Maker, and we are trying to detect other leaders that can lead other communities, so we can have like a biggest one in Chihuahua. So how's in Austin? Do you have communities as these ones, or?
Well, a lot of what we learned was how to just organize entrepreneurs. It wasn't from top down. It wasn't some leader from the government, and I'm not anti-government, to be very clear. It wasn't someone from there that can do it. It's the people here, right? It's the people here.
Sure.
That it's just now the way that I learned it as well is Austin was settled by hippie musicians.
Yeah.
And you just see I was an engineer, but there would be a musician that would just say, hey, we're going to have a group of friends get together. We're going to play some music. And then every once in a while I would get invited as an engineer to be in the room. The main thing about it is it doesn't have to look fancy. In fact, a lot of those early stage experiences were just, getting drinks and talking about. So leadership in the organizations can come from lots of different places. Now, some of the biggest groups, like the AI group, the artificial intelligence group, was started by one of my friends from college, 34 years ago. I mean, he started it recently, but he just started inviting a few people together. Nothing really fancy.
Yeah, and I think we have discovered this, what you're saying, that the communities starts from fun and from friendship.
Yeah.
It doesn't start with KPIs and planning. It's a community, so
Just need the people and pizza and a place.
yeah.
I would encourage, especially in high school, the thing about being in high school is your minds are really open. There's a reason that guys like Steve Jobs and Bill Gates and Michael Dell started companies when they were 18 and then ended up being really successful, is because their minds weren't corrupted by anything else. I'm not against corporate jobs. Sometimes I sound like that. I'm not against that. But part of what I want you to know is you're in a stronger position than you realize. You're in a much stronger position than you realize. And the funny thing about it is you have to ask, okay, Steve Jobs, he wasn't rich. Okay, you can say Michael Dell and Bill Gates was, but Steve Jobs wasn't. It's just a matter of, he just started organizing people around him. You can do the same thing. And the time to start is right now.
I think that the main suggestion for these guys is to join a community, and a community with the tech side, with the entrepreneurship side. I think that's something that they will learn a lot from each others, and they can support others and being supported. So I don't know, Maggie, what do you think about this?
Vayan super rápido, somos una vez al mes. Tenemos pizza gratis. El sábado pasado hicimos uno, pero regularmente ya andamos anunciando. Entonces, caigan el de febrero. Está bonito porque tú vas y hay gente. Fueron 2 chicos que no programaban este fin de semana y querían como hacer un landing page para su sitio. Y les estuvo ayudando fuera. Hay varios chicos ahí, como en 3 horas sacaron un landing page concurso, ¿no? Entonces, también ya es más fácil construir. Entonces, no le tengan miedo, no saquen una idea este fin de semana, como dijo Kevin, pónganse a tratar de construir algo, sea tech o no, pero inténtenlo, ¿no? Es como dijo Kevin, ir al gimnasio y no esperas ponerte mamado en la primera vida, ¿no? Entonces es normal.
No, y aparte es que muchos de ellos también tienen la oportunidad de la beca del talento emprendedor de tech. Entonces pueden tener la carrera gratis.
Yeah.
Y no tiene que ser algo como súper... They have a scholarship here in Tech de Monterrey. So if you are like a successful entrepreneur for your stage, they will provide you a 100 scholarship for all the undergraduate program. So it's interesting. And one of my family is here in the high school, in the elementary, and I'm trying to boost her to achieve this scholarship because it's a good one. And what Magio are telling you, I joined Magio's program and his community in the last cohort. Yeah, it was a 12-week experience in which the first 4 you must launch a tech product. I launched a CRM with the AI capabilities, so it's like an automated salesman. And we have a continuity of that project. But it was very, very, very interesting, and it was a great experience because it was a family. It was not like a program. I feel the community inside, so it was great. And I think, I don't know if in Austin it's happening like this kind of experiences.
Yeah, the idea of not just thinking about business as something where we keep each other apart, but actually
for suits guys, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's like you actually get informal, and many of you have hobbies that you could actually experiment with right now to do exactly that, and put a few other people around that are just hobbyists. When you look at what right now you already can do with artificial intelligence, I'm certain there are a lot of people here in the stadium with us that already know more than the persons that are 30 and 40 and 50 years old. And that alone around your hobby is an interesting place to go.
Bueno, pues vamos avanzando. Una pregunta del público, alguien que le interese, hosting, tecnología, comunidades. Ahora sí que, si no
O
decís
su compañía.
Las botas.
sus compañeros, que las botas de qué son.
Los botas.
Una pregunta sin miedo.
Por allá.
¿En qué universidad estuvo en Austin?
What was your university in Austin?
Mi universidad es Universidad de Texas de Austin. Hay cinco universidades allá. University of Texas, St. Edward's University, Concordia University, Austin Community College, and Texas State. All five of them are good universities. There are, because you're here at Tech, University of Texas and Tech have an agreement so that you can easily go back and forth between the two. So it'd be interesting to look at.
¿Alguna otra? Ah, mira, coordinados.
O sea, ya no, si tenemos una idea, hay que ponerlo ya como entrepreneur, pero ¿cómo comenzamos a plantear esa idea para hacerlo como un negocio, como emprendedor? O sea, ¿cómo empezamos? Ya tenemos la idea, pero ¿cómo empezamos ese viaje?
How do you start turning an idea into a business?
So main thing is, so the idea becomes a business when you've sold something, right? The main thing is to start the simplest way possible. Like, you probably already have an idea that you're thinking about right now. ¿Tienes una idea?
She's shy, she's shy.
No. Well, mi idea es que es tomar una acción ahorita misma, en este momento, especialmente cuando hay mucha gente sobre nosotros, porque hay clientes en este grupo. Entonces, tomar esta acción ahorita misma. If I'm saying it right, take the action right now. The main thing is to start as small and simple as you can. Like, we call it minimal viable product. It's a fancy way of saying to have it like the simplest idea. The main thing is, don't think about business that is something that you're going to do like for the next 50 years. Think about, in this moment, I'm going to create business, even if it only lasts for a few minutes. One time, just to create an idea or to show my little brother that we could create a business, we made $1,000 in 4 hours worth of work by selling water at a stadium. We would, if like Texas is hot, we were outside of the stadium. We bought some water, we sold the water, we made $1,000. I'm not in the water business, but if you think about it, you can just take action that fast. Now, my question for you, and I'd love to have you follow up with me, is to say, I'm thinking about this kind of business. I want to know what that is. Find me on Instagram, Kevin Koym. Say, hey, I'm the woman that asked you about this, and tell me about your business. Will you? Promise? All right.
Please let us know when she contact you. So we are almost on the end, and just letting you know that we are Startup Chihuahua and we work side by side with Tecnológico Monterrey. We are here in P3 and we are really appreciate all the support that Tecnológico Monterrey and Pete Claudia and all of her team gave us. And he's from Escuelita Maker. You can find them in the Living Lab. It's a great place for developing ideas and joining a community. And Referente.mx, they are a media company in which you can find around entrepreneurship, innovation, economic development, business. It's a very, very good media for finding out what's happening in Chihuahua and in the north of Mexico. The final activity for Kevin?
We're all to close. Do you know what is a frase mamalona? No.
Yeah.
It's like powerful phrase, to close the show.
Oh, well,
Yeah, you need to say the power.
People will
power
remember
phrase.
you from this phrase.
Mine is lanza proyectito. It's like just ship something small.
yeah. Well, first, let me say gracias, muchísimas gracias. I'm excited about working with Startup Chihuahua, pero es importante que creamos el mundo. Es importante, especialmente tú tienes el poder del futuro. You have the power of the future. So let's go change the world for the better together.
Thank you. Thank you.
Great. Woo! Y este fue un episodio muy norteño, ¿eh? Cada vez nos vamos más al norte.
Como otras cosas.
Habrá que invitar a Pravin de Canadá para que sea muy norteño. Este fue un episodio más de Da Norte, en esta ocasión con Kevin Koym de Austin, Texas. Lo pueden seguir en redes sociales, Kevin Koym, con M al final. Yo soy Andrés Guzmán y este fue el último episodio que grabamos. No sé si es el último que va a aparecer, pero me ha quedado algo para cerrar también.
Gracias por estar acá. No le tengan miedo a preguntar, no le tengan miedo a construir. Entonces, pues nada, si andan construyendo algo, contacten a Kevin, contacten a Andrés, contacten a mí. Vemos cómo les ayudamos y gracias por estar acá. Thanks for being here.
It's
Kevin,
my pleasure.
Thank you very much and launch a proyectito. ¿Cómo
Yeah, launch a project.
¿Cómo se llama en inglés?
Nuestro proyectito.
Yeah,
That's accurate.
Accurate, it's the RAE of English will come great us. Thank you very much, Kevin, and thank you, everybody.
Gracias a todos.